Hello and welcome to Zolib Nation. I tell you, listeners, what an episode we have today. We decided to glam it up a bit and we brought our baby sister, Mary O'Riordan.
Baby sister.
The baby sister, look at her. My God.
Change the channel there, Mary. Can you get me a sandwich there, Mary? Can you just stop or whatever? Do something
Yeah,
for
a
me.
shot. Right, so we'll do a round table. This is mainly Mary will go through the incredible work. We had our other brother David on, Mary. Most of our listeners couldn't understand a word he said, so we said we'd get somebody who's more intellectual. Sorry, David, but more intellectual, more well spoken, better looking, to kind of explain what the great work. So we'll start off anyway, right? And with Billy, how was your week?
Week from hell. Okay, I had the ex-wife, the recalcitrant son. You met him last week. They arrived. They gave me a week's notice that she was arriving, and I get on with her. She's grand and all the rest. But of course, when visitors come, they want all sorts of pampering packages that I wasn't prepared to. Half the crowd at work were missing in action. I was on my own. 4 hours on the counter I had on Friday, and there was a line of basically people who have no lives whatsoever and are relying on me to put them up for the night.
I feel I have no life as well every week listening to you complaining. Thank you, Billy.
Well, somebody's
Billy,
got to do something with them.
this is supposed to be an uplifting. Like our listeners tune in every week to be inspired, not to be completely depressed. Anyway, Mary, how was your week? You've had a good week, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks.
I had a great week. I was travelling off to The Hague, where I met a whole pile of people who knew what we were doing. So it was a really Den Haag.
Den Haag, sorry, yes. The Hague. The Hague, going to The Hague.
The Hague. I went to The Hague for a night of.
Very good.
Yeah, so it was super. You know the way when you chat to people who actually understand what you're doing for the first time ever, I think, then it feels like, yeah, we are doing something kind of cool, you know? So.
Brilliant. And we'll go into more details. And then my week, Billy.
Who cares about your week? For God's sake, you've a grand week. Life O'Reilly, south of France, pool, beautiful woman at your beck and call. I mean, come on.
I tell you, my week, it's even more depressing than your week, Bill. So, you know, most of the work I do is AI involved, and I do a lot of software development using the latest coding models from Anthropic. And
the responsible AI.
Yeah, so they released a new model called Fable 5, and they just cut it off at 5 o'clock, 5:21 p.m. exactly, US time. And it was like somebody had taken away my crystal meth.
Oh.
Because it was incredibly powerful, right? We won't go into the details of it, right? But I was fed up. I'm such a geek, I was fed up. I sulked.
And why did they remove it then? Or was it dangerous or?
For cybersecurity reasons, they said the model is so powerful that it shouldn't be left loose on Muppets like Dan O'Riordan in France. But it does raise kind of a question. People in my business rely so much on these powerful models to do our work that we're nearly handicapped when these tools are taken away from us, right? So in a way it's quite dangerous, you know, when somebody in the US can just turn off the tap to this AI power. Now, the 4.8 model is still good, right? But it's politically I think it's interesting, and I think in Europe we kind of need to step up because we don't need to be relying on the orange man as much as I love him. But if he decides to just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and he turns off my AI coding models or the latest ones, then it's quite dangerous. So anyway, enough of my crap on that stuff, right? So Mary, introduce yourself here, right? So we want, right? You're our main guest, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us two Muppets, right? You kind of explain a little bit about who you are, what it was like growing up with us, right? You know, that'll probably take about 3 hours, but what it was like growing up as the little baby girl with 5 brothers.
You see, I think I've had a social and psychological experiment that very few women on the planet have had. I'm the youngest of 5 older brothers, and I've had to be in a house full of males. And then I have to go out into the world and actually then go dating and all this kind of crack with the insight and knowledge of what actual human males are like behind the scenes. It's very difficult. I tell you, I should be studied by a Harvard scientist or something, you know?
But
You
Mary,
have been.
right now, I don't want to offend you, right?
Go on.
But
Offend
your,
what? Offend doing?
your choice of boyfriends, right, wasn't. Sorry, I remember. Who was the poor, bald, young, small fella who came from the US? Because you went through a period of just trying to date American fellas.
Yeah.
I don't know what that phase was. Maybe trying to get away from the Irishman. I was like,
Oh,
God, you know.
Was he the guy, like, I presume we can't name names here because there's privacy involved, but was he the guy that was afraid of going out somewhere? Like, he wouldn't step outside the door?
Yeah, there was a guy, and I won't say which one it was, but who was afraid to get a bus. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Now,
A big
but
scary
he
bus.
Yeah.
was he the same guy? Because I remember a guy arrived, I think, when we were all at home for Christmas, when we all lived in Mill Street, and I think he arrived on the 23rd of December, and in Mill Street, because our mother would be trying to curtail our drinking, and we'd have a pint on the go in the kitchen in the house, but then there was a stack of cans in the garage out the back, and we'd all be going out having the cheeky cigarette as well, because the mother disapproved of smoking as well, and we'd go out to the back. And your man arrived, I think, in a taxi, and we grabbed him anyway, and we brought him out, and
He got
and John,
drilled.
oh yeah, we stuck him into the circle. There was the 5 of us. We put him into the middle of the circle and said, will you have a can? What do you have? And then we grilled him. And then I think it was John who said to him, what are your intentions with our sister?
I like.
He nearly shit himself, the poor boy, right? And he was quite small.
You know, he was under severe pressure, the poor
Yeah,
man.
he didn't
No
last
wonder
too long.
No wonder he was afraid of going out in a bus. He was,
After you guys got him.
Oh yeah, terrorized. We terrorized him. So yes. So you grew up in a house of it was all males. So then explain. So you're a medical doctor, eh?
Yeah, not like a, yeah. There was a woman fainted in the library once, and I remember I was a first year medical student and I didn't have a clue, right? And this woman fainted, and somebody was coming along really like important, and they said, stand back. And I said, oh, thank God, some other medic is here. It's, this will really help. And she said, I'm the librarian. So obviously people love to have the kind of PhD title or whatever. But yeah, I suppose I am a medical doctor, and for my sins, which means that, yeah, I have to look at all of you guys' bad habits and then actually turn a blind eye, to your
what bad
healthy.
habits? What bad habits? Only Darth Vader has that yoke squeaking that thing.
But that said, right, being a doctor is actually kind of cool, and you have a job for life. You'll always need doctors in the world. So my current little foray into business world, sure, look, if it goes crazy, I can always go back to the day job.
So yeah, okay. So put the brakes on there, right? We have to go through your career. You then decided to become, because then you became the head of public health in Ireland.
No, that is not true. That I did not become the head of public health. I was in public health, and I was part of a group that was looking at these highly infectious emerging diseases like COVID, etc. So I got involved with that. And then when that was kind of rolling down, or sort of, finishing up, you could say, we started this look at PPE and this whole personal protective equipment and the single-use plastic problem. And that's how we got started. Now, the problem with that is that we thought it would be really simple. We said, we'll do a couple of splash aprons. Really simple. No.
Tell the story about that you tell a great story about meeting the army and, I don't know, the mosquitoes on the bananas. What was that? I love that story, right? So explain to the listeners what that is. I love that story.
I'm trying to remember the story.
Put you on the spot now.
Yeah. I suppose when you get into these sort of areas about diseases like Zika and all this, you never really think about where bananas come from. And bananas come from very far away, and they might often, in sort of the container with the bananas, have little mosquitoes. And what you're afraid of then is that the mosquito then comes into Ireland. And I always had this impression that, this little mosquito comes out of the banana kind of container and he comes into Ireland and he's like, whatever I thought on the other side, this is pretty freezing. So we never had a problem too much with mosquitoes. But with Zika, you had to be really careful what came in and didn't come in. So I really didn't realise that Ireland was the biggest importers of bananas in the world, apparently.
Fives.
Fives, yeah.
Shout out to Fives if you.
Are they sponsoring it?
Yeah, I tell you, we'll Fives if you're watching.
Yeah.
We're looking for sponsors,
No
real
bananas
sponsors,
on this show.
not Happy Earth and Azure and Stone,
Cork City Council.
who pay us nothing, right? So we're looking for real sponsors. But I thought part of that story as well was where you'd met the military, was it, or the
Well, we always work with defence forces, yeah, because like they really in Ireland they are a great bunch of guys and girls as well, and they have a great way of approaching kind of emergencies and preparedness and that. So, but I can't remember. Geez, I can't remember the exact story. And whatever major story that I revealed.
the way I remembered it was that when you met the guys from the army, there was a top guy from the army, I don't know, a colonel or whatever. He had a couple of stripes. Move there a bit to your right, Mary, right, so we could see.
Leaning. Yeah.
You were leaning, yeah. But the way I remember it was during the meeting, you being the expert.
Oh, no, this is I know the story you're going to tell, and that wasn't the army, guys. The army. We had this meeting, and I won't reveal too much about who was at this meeting, but we were speaking about certain things, and for whatever reason, it just blew my mind. There was a person at the meeting who took out a comb and combed his hair in the middle of it. Was that the story?
That wasn't the story at all.
Well, that did actually.
I don't care. That's a horrific story. Somebody combing their own
It
dandruff.
wasn't the army, by the way. I'm just putting that here up front now. It was not the army.
It wasn't an army boy.
Well, it must be the Navy, so because they're all weird, the Navy lads.
The story I remember, the bit that made me laugh was the guy was asking what is the safe distance from a banana if they came in on a container.
That was not the army either. That was someone else, but I'm not even going to say who that was.
Okay, God.
Rationale behind that, which I won't get into, but obviously, see, they only have a certain span, a certain, that they can go distance. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what's the official distance from a banana in a container in Ireland?
Oh, don't
Good to know.
Yeah, the guidelines. Yeah, we'll have to verify that, Dan, with the literature review before I can even say.
Okay, so then you got bored with that and you decided you were going to tackle the PPE problem.
Yeah. But if you're going to tackle something, why not tackle major conglomerates of both single-use plastics and also the end of waste as well? So take them all on, if you're going to do it, do it. But,
it's like I take a big, massive bite out of the cherry and then, choke on it nearly. I don't know. It's what, like, genuinely, Mary, I think, by tackling this whole problem that everybody, even governments, can't seem to get their head around. And we know it's a really simple solution. You just make it out of a resin that rots.
Yeah.
You use it once, so the durability is not a factor.
Billy, if it was that simple, how come you didn't do it, you clown?
Because I wanted to concentrate on my career as an actor.
Or your career as an actor.
And a writer.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's creative. I'm the creative side of the O'Riordans.
Yeah, do you give a shite? You don't give a shite about the bloody...
well...
You just dumping the bottles into the...
No...
Over the hedge.
I am the only recycling I do is when I get money back for it. When I throw the cans into the little machine that spits out the money back to me. After a couple of weeks drinking, you come home and you'd have 30, 40 quid in the big sacks of cans. Brilliant. Super.
All right. God almighty. We have our special guest, Mary O'Riordan. So the last couple of weeks have been exciting, right? Because I can imagine, so kind of walk us through the whole initial ideation, how you've been making progress, where you are now, and if there's anything that we can help with.
Yeah, your big listenership. Sure, look, it's phenomenal to be on the show.
Oh, the sarcasm.
Was there there's sarcasm there? No, Dan.
No, not at all.
Disturbing, to say the least.
I'm edgy. So when we started off, we said we'd pick a really simple product, right? And that was the splash apron. And we thought it's really easy just to flip that over and you get rid of all this plastic. And then they said, but you incinerate anyway, so what's the point? And then we had to go back to the drawing board and go, oh yeah, well, okay, they have a fair point. We do incinerate the stuff, so does it matter if it's compostable? And we're like, no, but it does, because you're still reducing fossil-based plastics, right? So, okay, we thought, let's work on if you did an end of waste also. So if you could take, we'll say, a biodigester and take the hospital food waste, put the PPE in, then add this thing we call cold plasma, which gets rid of the bacteria, you'd actually then have created fertilizer out of 2 terrible waste streams. So it's like,
Whoa.
doesn't that kind of make, wow, we've literally done this, and we have literally done it, as in it's in a hospital in Ireland. But it's like, people were like, oh yeah, but you can't do that. And we're like, but we are doing it. And then they're like, no, but sure, like, but what about that it's hazardous waste? And then I'd go into my explanation about hazardous waste. And then we decided, okay, why don't we look at other products? But that was really difficult because we had to get elastication that was compostable. And you had David on there describing the stretch and release.
That was
release.
one of our
Dave.
most watched clips, actually.
Exactly. Stretch and release. Stretch and release went viral on TikTok.
Sounds like an 80s Jane Fonda video, but
very good.
yeah. So then we said, okay, let's get a couple of machines over, test out the resins, because it's hard to work with bioresins. People think it's really simple to just do what we're doing, but it's not. It's tricky. So we've also got that done. We have a little pilot manufacturing line, and we did a beautiful video this week. We put it on LinkedIn where you.
We will post that video. That was yeah.
Those guys were cool.
They were professional. They were professional.
And if our listeners watch very closely, there is a very famous star in that video.
I did see you in the video, Bill.
And there was that other video of the blue shoe covers where they were doing the blue one went down on the wet tile, and then the other one, our Happe one, was really good on the wet floor. So yeah.
Yeah. See that.
So
that's
good.
What we were
doing.
I was only watching for myself.
We'll put links to those videos, right? But the other part of it as well is which is a disgusting video, is the kind of animal waste, or what you're doing with the vets in Ireland.
Well, I think we were looking at what if we took the system we had in a hospital with the cold plasma decontamination and biodigestion, and see, could we actually convert, I know this is technical now, but category 2 gut waste, which is a problem if you're meat industry, because it's costing you to actually get rid of it. So could we actually do something with that, as in decontaminate that, convert it to a fertilizer, a soil enhancer that would be good for anaerobic digestion and biofuel? So that is part of what we're working on at the moment. And it's again something that will be really beneficial, yeah. Because
God, I thought gut waste was like, what you sat on the toilet to remove, but
that is part of gut waste. It is indeed. So yeah, that's I'm not doing anything with your gut waste, Billy. Thanks.
Please don't.
That's not my job.
That's my private business,
Exactly.
But I can't believe, like, Mary, my lovely sister, and you're such a lovely person, and I'm crazy about you, working in like animal gut waste. You chose like one of the most sort of manly kind of careers or something, or like
manly.
Well, not manly, but like dino rod, sort of drain cleaning, waste, all like that is really hard, like, isn't it?
I don't deny what you're saying, because I did not myself think I would be A, in consumable manufacturing, B, in looking after category 2 gut waste from meat industry, or C, in, I don't know, like tackling conglomerates of single-use plastic manufacturing. All of that just did not, when you look into your future, right, that is not what I kind of thought I'd be doing, And
come here, so what were you doing over in The Hague? Tell that story about how you can you tell that story about how you ran into.
Well, I won't tell who it is, but I will say that I was over in The Hague at this kind of bioeconomy forum, which all the big resin producers are there for bioeconomy, all the enzymatic kind of bioreactor people are there, and I wanted to go and express to them, look, you've got all this lovely bioresin. We actually are trying to cultivate a really large market, and PPE is about 28 billion of a market, so it's huge, and nobody is tackling it in the way we're doing this, right? So I was trying to, jolly up some investment interest and also some kind of big manufacturing interest. And they kind of were getting it. In fairness, they were saying, look, there is a huge market for our bioresins. That is pretty stunning. And then I was walking past this particular group who may not necessarily look like they're aligned with bioresins, etc. And I was looking at their kind of stand, and I was going, I wonder why they're here. And in my kind of judgmental attitude, I tripped over a cable and fell right onto their actual table and right into their laps, basically. And they were like, well, that's an entrance. And I was like, well, and they said, and what do you do? And I literally was holding a Happe shoe cover as I was falling into their laps. So yeah, but we have actually got follow-up meetings now with them. And they're pretty interested. So it was quite an entrance. They wouldn't forget me anyway, that's for sure.
And you told me who the company was. They're big.
And
yes, we'll say no more.
We'll say no more.
Very exciting, though.
Yeah,
very.
I
think for us, it's about, solving the problem. So however we can do that, that's it's looking at the bigger picture of how you get these things out into the world, basically.
And Mary, right, what you're doing, we're very, very proud of you. Lisa, David, family business, really proud. But can I say something? Your choice of music, power ballads.
But I had to see, could you do a power? But to be honest, what was it, microwave?
Do you want a little?
I got it. Oh, come on, we got to rock out a power ballad.
All right, so this was...
Has the dry ice there and all.
Billy is the dry ices, right? Yeah, right. So this was Mary's suggestion, right? So
my usual is instrumental.
No, it wasn't that one.
That sounded like a power ballad.
It wasn't that one. Oh, it was this one. Mary, what a tune!
Oh, that's me, microwave dinner.
Is that you?
That's the bad microwave dinner.
Just to see what you say.
I didn't realize you were that sad, Mary. My God.
That's myself and the cat. Yeah.
You're in the cat. Oh yeah, and we will put up a picture of the cat. I'm not even sure, is it a cat the size of it? Biggest bloody cat I've ever seen.
We're gonna wait for the break for the chorus.
Cat.
Is it the one that the AI does the accountancy? Yeah, I can do that.
Exactly.
Man, finish the chorus. God damn it.
Okay, that's enough of that. So you don't have this in Ireland, right? But tonight is what they call La Fête de la Musique. So on the 21st of June, they have, and it's the one night. It's the one night of the year, right, where every lunatic who's ever picked up a bloody guitar, right, has a chance to go out and play as loud as they can, and the police can't even stop them.
Oh my God, it's actually.
But it's. I think it's something that should happen in most countries. But it's
gigantic.
France picked it up.
So the whole.
Yeah, and it started in. Let me talk to my producer. 1983, my producer said 1982. And now it's become quite successful, and it's become a bit of a tourism thing as well in France. You've got people from different countries coming to France for this. It's really great,
Dan,
you know.
Can I just
yeah.
interrupt there and ask, will you be participating with one of your extremely catchy numbers? You will.
I was supposed to be.
Okay.
Go on.
And then my guitarist, Tool, he nearly lost the end of his thumb with his car. And his car is a Mazda MX-5, which is a car for hairdressers. And we love you hairdressers, but it's a hairdresser's car. So he hurt his thumb. So we had to call it off. But anyway, what an excuse.
But like, you're dab hand at the old guitar yourself, though, Dan. You do have a few chords, like or the violin. You could come on,
No.
Body Nilemy or the Creaston Shield.
Body Nilemy.
Billy, you don't see Bono there fucking strumming a ukulele.
Nilemy.
No. I'm a rock star, but there's a big difference.
Well, you're a bigger one than Bono, anyway.
Yeah,
come on, Dan. Take it. I think you are.
That's a privilege.
Yeah. Very good.
Roll, Dan.
So, thank you so much, Barry. Anything else to add?
It's the summer solstice.
Yeah,
Today.
Midsummer. That's 21st.
As well, don't they? For that.
Swedish do it the night before, and every Swedish person yesterday was absolutely belugas. Or maybe it was Friday, but yeah, they just drink like fish just for one day of the year. The entire country is bladdered drunk. It's
Disgusting.
I know.
Yeah, it's letting themselves down like that.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
in
happen
Ireland.
in
Oh.
wouldn't
Well,
happen
not
in
on
Ireland.
one night. It happened like 365 nights. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, Mary, can we get you back on again when there's more news?
Yeah, let's do a follow up a little, and I think we should get Pookie on as well. I'll have a chat
where
with him
is he,
here
the
and
little-
see. Yeah,
Pookie,
saber-toothed tiger?
little Pookie.
yeah. He was not happy that you were liberally using the word cat to describe bad. So he's going to have a word with you. He's going to take you to task.
Yeah, we will just and
How should we refer
We'll
to
put
it then? A person with a
No,
hirsute,
it's that
a
you.
hirsute four-legged person?
No, it's that you were using the word cat to describe bad.
Oh, sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah, he was like, no, the cat community are not
We're up in
happy.
arms. Okay.
the cat community.
The
Cats. I can't say I'm a fan of cats. Jesus.
Come on,
That's
you love
because they know too
pussies.
much about it.
Bill,
Pussy cats.
good man, Bill.
Yeah, good
Don't get us-
fair play.
Good save, Bill.
Why?
Right.
What? I don't understand.
So-
Okay,
Be
sorry.
quiet, bloody just. Very good. Listen, Mary, thank you so much.
Thank you, bros.
Mary,
Sure, look.
Good,
Yeah.
good to see you, right? And we'll have you on again. So, to all our listeners from Zolib Nation, that was our beautiful sister, Mary O'Riordan, explaining and trying to explain to us, numpties, Billy and Dan, about sustainability. And she's actually doing something herself, her cousin Lisa and David, they're actually doing
Yeah,
something about it, right? And if there's any investors, 20 million, right? 10 million to me and Billy, right? And then if there's anything left over, we'll pass it over to Mary.
All she needs is $1 million anyway. She'll be grand.
Exactly, that's enough for her. All right, lads. Love ye,
Love you.
and
Love
we'll
you.
and we'll see everyone
Next week.
next week.